broadcast. Happy Hour, News Talk 93.1 FM, WACD, from our all-new studio here in Blue Water headquarters. I'm Greg. You know, your gracious favorite trucking host, Pamela Dubuque, and spin around.
And here they are.
Oh, I still haven't put Jeb in, so just give us some applause. How was your weekend, Joey?
Great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you get,
What?
no?
No. Called voluntary celibacy.
A little bit.
So we have David Blacker coming up, a presentation of our friends
Perfect.
at Montgomery. What?
We just needed to get you more in.
I don't like too much face
Well,
on the camera. I kind of like half a face is plenty.
it is half your face.
And I don't like the way my hair looks.
Your hair looks good. I thought that immediately when you came in. It
Really?
looks better than mine does.
Well,
Yeah.
See, I'm one of those, if a woman says, hey, nice look, then I'm going to stay with that.
Yeah. There you go.
Missing things, though. I can't find my hairbrush or any of my important tools. Sure.
You have a hairbrush?
Well, yeah. In fact, it's sentimental. Hairbrushes can be sentimental. This one, I got, at least 19, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
After I moved to Alabama. It's perfect round brush. And when I got Hershey and he had sharp little teeth, he chewed the handle down to like a point.
Oh, no.
So it
Like a
always
shank.
reminds me of him, which is good, the Manchester Weenie. And I don't know where it is now. It's probably in the car somewhere.
Remind
wedged
me
under
to be
something.
nice to you if you got a shiv on you at all
Mhm.
times.
Yeah, those come in handy. You never know where you're going to need a shiv.
Hmm.
So, what a weekend with the rain. I think we might still have some more, too.
Oh, yeah. It was like over 5 inches at my grandfather's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's probably close to 6. And we had plenty more this morning. But I did manage to get 21 miles in on the bike.
Wow.
Twice, though. I got to show you a picture. Maybe Pamela can give me some guidance on whether or not I should post this. But
If you want to post it, post it. Yes, you can post that. Why? You were soaking wet.
yeah, I mean, I got
Yeah, you can do that.
drowned twice.
Should I film myself trying out? I've added Bulgarian split squats. to the-
Bulgarian?
Bulgarian.
Oh, Bulgarian.
And they hurt. Should I film myself working out, brother?
Brother.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Hey, you know, here's the thing. Going through the neighborhood on the bike the other day, I bumped into a guy coming up to a stop sign. His pickup was going the other way. Young guy, maybe even younger than you. And he rolled his window down and said, hey, I love the show. I listen every day.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And I said, you made me happy that I missed my, so I could arrive at the center section at this time to hear thank you. I'm very grateful. And that was a nice reward for doing the extra mile. Otherwise, if I had cut it short by a mile, I would have never heard that.
Yeah.
Very encouraging. And that's the nice thing. You meet neighbors and stuff.
Of course, yeah. No, I had a perfect
I
day
don't think I'm
Saturday.
nuts, but I'm riding around on a bike with no helmet.
I'm going to give the opposite. My perfect day is it's raining and you don't ever leave the house and you still get snacks and you watch good like movies.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that kind of a day.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
a
a
good day.
great day.
It's a very good day.
So David's going to be joining us in a minute. Brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body on the Boulevard at East Shirley Lane. 27 Rec with a W for the very best of the best outcomes. These are the people you choose, and you get to choose by Alabama law. The question being, do you want it done or do you want it done right? And if your answer is the latter, MPB is your best choice. 27 Rec with a W. I always mention Donnie and Brandon Turner, but with Mom's Day weekend just in the rearview mirror, Holly Turner is a goddess, and she's the real secret to the success there. She lets them accept all the credit, but she is the driving force. And with that, at 3:13, we will be back with David next as we explore the Idiocracy.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. On pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Montgomery Men's Health said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments, science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Montgomery Men's Health was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual urologist and providers that take the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Montgomery Men's Health. Making it happen.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop. A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Hi, I'm Allison Chandley, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to the radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Allison Chandley, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your news talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Today is May 12th, Limerick Day. There once was a guy on the radio who talked about weird holiday-dios. None of them made sense, but in his defense, the guy really needed the pay-dio. Happy Limerick Day!
And now, in honor of this Limerick Day, we now present the following limerick saluting David Blackmon. David Blackmon, with pen sharp and bright, crafts tales that ignite pure delight. His words dance and soar, leave you craving for more, a true scribe who shines in the light.
Wow. Man, what did I do to deserve that?
As the 21st century began, natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackmon and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, join us as we journey through the magic of technology to a place somewhere in Texas. The guy who brings a good look to this show now that it's on YouTubes. Please welcome the one, the only blogger extraordinaire, David Blackmon.
Woohoo! Yeehaw, y'all.
There it is, that genuine Texas howdy, y'all. Do that again, please.
Yeehaw, y'all.
That's called David Blackmon on demand. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sitting here in the semi-dark in my hotel room in Las Vegas, but I'm good.
Oh, you're there. You know, David, let me thank you for, you didn't have to do this. We're very pleased that you took time out of your
man.
to join
I don't want to miss the show.
And the good news is you can't be losing money in the casino while you're on your
Exactly. I'm saving money.
Unless they now have the one-armed bandits in your rooms these days. I wouldn't know. Never
No,
been to
no,
Vegas.
thank God, no.
What's your favorite thing about Vegas?
We used to come out here for the shows, but we've seen them all basically. We don't go to rock concerts because we're old and our ears are already bad. And so we just like the restaurants mainly.
I don't think I'll ever be anywhere. First of all, I don't have a star ID. I'm not going to go through an extra groping to get on an airplane. So that's just. But I've always wondered, what the draw is there. I know it's kind of a different. There's an electricity when you fly to New York, get off in LaGuardia, especially. You pick up that energy. Is it the same there? I mean, is it just?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. And we enjoy gambling. We are not big gamblers, but
well, we enjoy gambling too. We elect a Democrat every 4 years. I mean, sorry. So we're going to be doing limericks all afternoon in honor of you.
Oh my God! Who's writing these?
Grok.
Oh, Grok. Okay.
I could lie and say I spent all day in between my two shows working on these brilliant limericks. But we discovered that Grok can do that for us this morning. God, I look awful on this thing today.
You do not. What are you talking about?
I don't like it.
I don't really like how I look either, so it's just us on a Monday.
You know what I do love today? I love the fact that, you made a brilliant point this week about Trump having a pretty good weekend. And
Man.
The China deal and seeing the Dow finish up 1,160 points. It's recovered all those losses when the lemmings in the market got all nervous.
Yeah.
But at 42,410, it's looking mighty nice, up almost 3% today. And we'll talk to Brant McDonald later, tell us what we might expect in the days ahead. But that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, the Dow's up 15%. Since the day he early in the morning said it's good time to buy stocks. So he was right about that.
Why didn't I listen? But you see, I bring that curse with me. If even Trump saying it's a good time to buy stocks, I would have either bought stocks with businesses that were facing a scandal all of a sudden. I would have lost my butt. So
my luck, I would have gone out and bought BP, and that would have been a bad investment.
Speaking of oil, can you give us a quick take on gas prices, where they're going? They steady, stable? We're about
pretty stable and steady, yeah. But as we approach summer driving season, they're actually going to ease off somewhat, which is really good. And people be able to have more affordable vacations. So the timing of it's all really good.
Quick question. What do the liberals have to hate on Donald Trump about these days? He's working on this, and I want your take on it, this announcement about lower drug costs. It's not just an act of fancy. The market's come bounding back. He got a trade deal done with China, while the Democrats are busy making sure that boys can play in girls' sports, and their mayors are getting arrested supporting terrorists in jail. It's just unbelievable. They are teeing it up for a massive midterm run for Republic right now.
Yeah, he is. And so even on the prescription drug thing, this is something the Democrats have been promising to do for 30 years and never done. Never really even tried to do.
No, they never do anything they say they're going to do.
Right. And it's because, as RFK Jr. said, there's three pharmaceutical lobbyists for every member of Congress. There was a survey done several years back, maybe 10 or 12 years ago. At that time, the pharmaceutical business was spending like 12 times more on lobbying Congress than the oil and gas industry was at the time. And it's only gotten bigger since. And so this is a simple favored nations clause that says Americans, pharmaceutical companies can only charge Americans the price that is paid by people in the lowest price country. That's what Americans get to pay. And if pharmaceutical companies are caught charging more than that, then there would be fines and penalties.
Do you think, we know that the whole thing is a corruptocracy of the highest order. We know the prices that if it's not prescribed, if it's not covered by your insurance, like Ozempic or Mounjaro, for weight loss, it's like $1,300 a month. Nobody can afford that. And how will it impact prices like that? I'm hoping this is going to work, and that to me, to get more people. I think it was you that pointed out today that no matter what, his approval sticks around 50%. Which is ridiculous, because he's actually doing something about things that 70 to 80% of the country wants fixed. Getting the illegals, the criminals out. The Democrats, for whatever reason, total insanity, Trump derangement syndrome, they are doubling down on stupid. Players getting arrested in New Jersey over the weekend. It was nuts.
And this prescription drug. I'm sorry, I'm getting feedback. Getting an echo on my voice. But
they can hear the echo through the stream too.
Oh, they can? Oh.
Yeah, they're commenting that there's an
still
echo.
there?
Something just happened and it went away.
Okay, I think I solved the problem.
Oh, good. Okay. I thought maybe I was the only one hearing it.
Yeah, they can't hear it on the radio, but they can on the stream.
Okay.
I apologize. It's my fault.
Damn, great.
Flog me. I might enjoy that.
So, on the pharmaceutical thing, you saw immediately this morning, first thing this morning, Bernie Sanders in the Senate, and Ro Khanna, who was Bernie Sanders' 2016 campaign manager in the House, now a congressman from California, say they're going to sponsor a bill to get Congress to memorialize that executive order into statute. And that's what needs to happen. And this is going to put hundreds of members of the House of Representatives and dozens of senators on the spot, because they are totally in the pockets of these pharmaceutical companies. And it's Republicans and Democrats. It's not just a Democrat thing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is something Trump really needs to put the heat on. And then the other thing that needs to happen, his next move on this needs to be to do what every other country on the face of the earth does, and not allow these pharmaceutical companies to advertise their products on television.
Yes. What is
We
up
are
with
the
that?
only country that allows that, and it has to stop.
But
And
David,
until it stops, it's none of this is really going to get solved.
if they stop advertising on TV, who's going to bring me the Brady Bunch from 40 years ago? That's the only thing that keeps some of these networks going.
Well, and the dirty secret is that this is what the media fears most, which is why they're going to slander this whole thing, because pretty much every legacy media platform, on-air platform on television, relies heavily on pharmaceutical ads to survive. They can't survive without them. And so that's why this is really has society-wide implications. And so with Sanders and Khanna saying this, I will be really shocked if they truly follow through on what they're saying today, because the death of the legacy media is the death of the Democratic Party. One
Yes.
cannot survive without the other, and all the propaganda. And it goes directly to the president's approval rating. If we didn't have this media monolith brainwashing the public on every issue that comes up, the Democrat Party could never win an election. It would be impossible for them to win an election. They know it.
I'm hoping that happens sooner than later. I mean, right now, with the actions they're taking, the counteractions to Donald Trump, seems to me like they're determined to give up 50 seats in the midterm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't see why it can't happen. Speaking of the media monolith, how about that Jen Psaki debut on MSLSD, huh?
God, she's terrible.
She's awful, and she's talking to nobody.
I know.
It's like it's got to be just her friends and family. She lost over half of their audience, and she's talking to just over 100,000 in the target demo of 25 to 54-year-old adults, and just about everybody else on that network is too these days. So
Jim Psaki is to television what Michelle Obama is to podcasting.
Don't be that funny when I have coffee. I could have.
Nobody listens. Nobody's
Try the
listening.
board. Yeah, what was the latest number we saw on that? Because the media's been telling us since the Obamas were elected. I'll never forget the drooling and the breathlessness, getting the vapors over how toned her arms were.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
there's a reason for that. It's called testosterone.
Yeah.
And it works well for her. So, do we have numbers on her podcast? I mean, how many people actually bothered to watch that thing?
Probably right around the same as the watching Jim Psaki on MSNBC. I mean, really just disastrous, which is why she's going around doing every show she could possibly do to try to drum up some attention to it.
I have never understood this hysteria over the woman. Yeah, and please run for president. I think
she has 206 subscribers on YouTube. That's
yeah,
it. Like 1,000, 206,000. That's it.
How many do we have?
I don't know.
Not that many.
No, between 200 and 300.
We'll get there. It's only a couple of
I
weeks.
mean, we don't have as high a profile. We're pretty good, but
we will make it worth your time.
But she hasn't hit 1 million views on any episode.
All right, so all of that is bogus. What has she got to say that anybody wants to hear? Everything she says is negative. And any news on their...
we like that clip where she said, as a trans man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You gotta be
She's
careful
transitioning, yes.
Yeah. Into something. And by the way, this is my conspiracy theory. I believe that Donald Trump let Barack Obama know that he's got the scoop on the birth certificate.
And that's why he's quiet?
And that's why he's quiet. And
maybe.
I really believe that. I mean, I never bought it. There were too many people tearing the heck out of it, breaking it down from a digital standpoint, why it was a fake document. So I've never believed it. He had a book out that said he was the first Kenyan-born United States senator. But that the media, when that was brought to their attention, that was, they had an explanation for that. So I honestly think that Trump put the hammer down on Obama with that and said, just behave and nobody will know the better. Although at some point it'll have to come out.
It will.
That Jen Psaki flop was just one of many pieces of good news over the weekend. But again,
it's just wonderful.
Seeing the market come in and rally today the way it did. Now, they just met. Here's another thing. It seems like when Democrats need to negotiate something, it takes them weeks to figure out who's going to get how much money under the table.
Right.
Scott Bessent, who is one of the superstars of this administration, along with Marco Rubio and others, he goes to Switzerland, and it took 2 days for them
Not
to
even
get
that.
to this?
Yeah. I mean, they got there midday on Saturday, and by midday Sunday, they were working on the announcement.
And I think the important thing here is that they were able to make it happen quickly. Trump has not said, well, China blinked, we got him. You can't do that because China doesn't want to look like they're, as the term goes, losing face in this situation. And so it looks like both countries are determined to get together and make something work. And I'm sure the legacy media will be giving full credit to Donald Trump.
Oh, absolutely.
Scott Bessent. And,
Gosh, like they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no question that China blinked on that. China invited Bessent, the administration, to send Bessent and other senior officials to Switzerland for that meeting. And, I mean, there's all sorts of bad stuff happening in China right now that the Xi government is having to try to figure out how to deal with. And it's largely because of these tariffs. They don't have access to the American market like they did 3 months ago. And that's their whole economic life, is access to the American market. And so when you cut that off, things fall apart very quickly in China because they don't really have a legitimate social structure to fall back on. It's all totalitarian control and command and control. And so, they just don't have anything to fall back on if they lose that economic lifeblood. So Trump Trump, how many times has he told reporters in the Oval Office that the Chinese cannot hang out for very long on this? They don't have any leverage. And he's right about that. I mean, it's the same why the UK wanted to be first in line, because they can't hang on. EU can't hang on. None of them can, because the American market has been feeding the global economy, and the American consumer has been feeding the global economy for, what is it, 77 years, since 1947, 78 years. So that's enough.
By the way, I'm not trying to bounce all over the place here, but on the high drug prices, again, because there's a headline on how did the drug prices get so high? Isn't all of this completely blamable on Obamacare?
In large part, yes. Yeah, because it just took the market incentives out of the process. And it forces Medicare to way overpay, exorbitant costs. And there's nobody doing any cost control at all in the federal government at all for the last 20 years. And so, maybe all of it, I don't know, but a lot of it's got to be due to Obamacare.
How many Republicans are sitting in Congress or the Senate elected there with the promise that we're going to repeal Obamacare? None of them had, pardon my French here, the balls to do it.
Well, half of them did. John McCain scuttled that. He was the deciding vote in the Senate after he ran for re-election on the promise he would get rid of it, if you remember.
Yes.
And then he chose to become, just purely out of spite. I mean, purely out of personal meanness and spite. He did that to the American people. So rest in peace, John.
Yeah. Ultimately, it comes down to none of these politicians. Now we have Tom Tillis to replace McCain.
Yeah, he's every bit as bad. Yeah. Lindsey Graham's gone silent, so somebody had to step up.
Yeah. Kind of a question there. In that, so that Ed Martin, we talked about this Thursday, Ed Martin got pulled. So he puts Jean Pirro in there, which is an interesting choice. Mm-hmm. If she, now that she has a position to do it, if she enacts half of what she talks about on Fox News, this could make them even create the people that didn't want Ed Martin are going to be even more unhappy, which I hope is the case.
Well, and Martin's going to be working hand in glove with her as the head of the weaponization of government task force at the Department of Justice. I mean, he's literally going to be working directly with her on issue after issue after issue. So he might as well. That's probably why Trump picked Jeanine Pirro to take that AG job, or U.S. attorney job, because, she's willing to just work hand in glove with Ed Martin anyway. So, I mean, Ed Martin, what the difference is? The job he's taking doesn't have to be confirmed by the Senate.
Yes.
That's the difference. And it's amazing to me the media hasn't picked up on any of that yet.
He's playing checkers and they're playing Candyland.
Yeah.
It's he's so ahead of them. And it's just great to see all of this stuff falling into place. I'm loving it. All right, we are at 3:37. I also love this morning the two blogs you put out about the Qatari jet and about the China deal. And I want to come back to the Qatari jet after we take our first break. Is that okay?
Sounds good to me.
All righty, sir. Thank you. David Blackmon, please give your blog address so people can look you up during the break and support your work.
Yes, it's davidblackmon.substack, where I write about politics, and blackmon.substack, where I write about energy every day.
And you should watch us on YouTube this afternoon, Happy Hour with Greg Budell.
Yeah.
And see David, because he looks kind of like a mob guy.
I'm all in the dark. Yeah. On my phone instead of my computer because my computer is dead. And anyway.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
our clandestine.
But we're glad you're with us. Hold on, David. We'll be back with you in a moment. Georgia Floors Direct has been a flooring destination for over half a century. Always voted year after year after year, and with no ballot box stuffing or anything. Consumers decide that. And they vote for Georgia Floors Direct as the best because they have not only the best selection in every type and style of flooring, hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl plank flooring, tile, which goes well with the marble kitchen countertops they sell. They can cut you a backsplash. They have those as well. And window blinds, which are all available at a wholesale price. They have the best team for sales and customer service to make sure your experience from the moment you walk in the door to the moment you're standing on your new floor is absolutely the best and most positive possible. They offer financing options, 12 months good as cash for qualified customers, and more. They save you time, they save you money. So when you're ready for a new floor, getting rid of Formica and exchanging it for a beautiful marble kitchen countertop or sun-blocking blinds so you can take a good nap in at least one room in the house, see Georgia Floors Direct, a flooring destination since 1969 on the boulevard across from Lowe's.
Traffic is brought to you by Dillon Rings. Dillon Rings has great watches and beautiful rings. Or have Josh design a piece of jewelry for you. Shop Dillon Rings now at 119 Brown Springs Road. And check them out on Facebook.
340.
Well, we believe most of our earlier accidents have cleared. Right now, we're looking at light to mostly moderate traffic, interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka, not reporting any issues at the moment. Please buckle up, be safe. We'll keep you updated if any accidents happen. Whether you're stacking credits or starting fresh, Trentham State has flexible classes to fit your vibe. Go to trenthamstate.edu and lock in your schedule. Whittle Jake, Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Governor Kay Ivey has signed a bill to reduce the sales tax on groceries into law. The Alabama Senate passed the bill unanimously last week to reduce the state sales tax on groceries from 3% to 2%. The bill would also give cities and counties more flexibility to reduce local grocery taxes. The law goes into effect on September 1st. Igloo is expanding a recall to more than 1.2 million of its coolers after reports of injuries, including 26 finger amputations. The Igloo 90-quart flip and tow rolling coolers was sold at major retailers like Costco, Target, and Amazon between 2019 and January of this year. Consumers in possession of the flip and tow rolling coolers are urged to discontinue use immediately. The city of Montgomery has opened a new $19 million fire station on South Court Street at Fairview Avenue. Fire Station 10 is the largest in Montgomery and will serve residents in Districts 4 and 7. The new fire station marks a milestone in the city's ongoing Montgomery Forward initiative to revitalize West Montgomery. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More is your low-price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
When it comes to selling your home, would you trust your biggest investment to a part-time agent? Someone who might treat your sale as a second priority? Not us. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader. Real estate is all we do and all we've been doing for over a decade.
That's right. We work around the clock to make sure you and your investment are top priority. We're top producing agents with a highly respected reputation for results, and we'll treat you and your sale with the respect and time you deserve.
So if you're thinking of selling, call or text us at 334-368-6358.
And let us show you how real estate is done.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop. A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Rich Thomas weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas weather. Well, hi, everybody. The threat of showers and thunderstorms not quite gone yet. There's another high probability through the nighttime hours tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 63. Tomorrow, maybe some leftover showers and storms. Partial sunshine on Tuesday, high near 80. Then upper 80s on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine as we start a big warming trend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
And now on this National Limerick Day, we once again present a new limerick about David Blackmon, Dodger fan. Do I sound like PBS? David Blackmon, a Dodger fan true, bleeds blue with a passion that grew. With each game he cheers, through the wins and the tears, his heart's at Chavez Ravine, win or lose.
Oh. That's hilarious.
Next, we're going to give Pamela Dubuque the treatment, and maybe next hour we'll do the movie. Maybe we'll join us. We could even do one for Brant.
Yeah.
We got some real personalities to work with here. I like that. So clearly, the president had a really great weekend, and the legacy media did not. You did a great piece, and you used an interesting word: the maturation of Bill Maher.
Yeah,
he is single-handedly trying to save the Democrats from themselves, and they don't seem to be the least bit interested in what he's telling them.
No, yeah, and so he's going to end up, what's going to happen to him, he's going to become a social outcast in his own party, because that's how that's just the natural progression of it. Whenever somebody goes, becomes an apostate, a heretic to the dogma, then they end up getting shunned. And that's, it's what's happening to John Fetterman right now. It's what'll happen to Bill Maher. And of course, Howie Mandel apparently is trying to line himself up as the next Bill Maher, just an abject ignoramus who, I don't know if you saw the clip, but he interviewed Robert F. Kennedy recently. And RFK says, all these doctors and Fauci and everybody at CDC was telling Americans in late 2020, early 2021, that these vaccines were going to be 100% effective in preventing the virus. And we all remember it. We all know that's true. And Howie Mandel's sitting there on his podcast that nobody listens to, saying, no, I never heard that. I've never heard. No, they didn't ever say that. Nobody ever said that. And RFK Jr. says, well, can I play you the clip I have of it? About a minute and a half long clip of Fauci and everybody, Rachel, what's her name, the CDC and all those people talking about, those vaccines 100% effective. You stop the spread right there with yourself. Just get the jab, and it's just person after person after person who, of course, later denied they ever said those things. But, the internet's forever, even if Howie Mandel isn't. And so he's obviously decided he's going to become the next Bill Maher from 3 years ago. And Bill Maher's still an ignoramus about a lot of things, but he's learning. He's learning more and more and becoming less and less woke because he's actually learning truth about some things. And so, it's mature. It's a maturing process.
I just thought it was a great word to describe it, because he's been staying the course. It wasn't like this was a one and done commentary. Right. He's been trying to help them understand most of America is over here.
Yeah.
You're off the deep end. You're not even close. So unless you want to completely forfeit any chance of being competitive with Republicans, especially since a lot of your voter base is being sent back to where they came from because they didn't belong here. What are they going to do?
Yeah. No, it's like I think it was Mara who said it. They've gone from wanting to trans your kids to fighting to bring gang members back from El Salvador.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, they went from fighting to bring gang members back from El Salvador to forcibly breaking and entering into an ICE detention facility and assaulting law enforcement officers in the process. And
so far, they've only arrested that one mayor, right? The Newark mayor?
So far, but that's apparently, DHS keeps saying that's going to change. There's going to be more arrests out of that incident. And obviously, when you look at the body cam video, I can't remember her name, but the one female member of Congress who was in a red dress literally assaults a police officer.
And she
in the
denied
middle
it,
of that
right?
video. And
But
denied it. Yeah. But
let's go to the instant replay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so it's a shocking thing. I think, the Democratic Party invented Antifa, created and funded it, and continue to fund it. And now they just are adopting, their members of Congress are basically adopting Antifa tactics now in dealing with law enforcement. And that's not a sustainable situation for anybody. And, unfortunately, I think there has to be some more arrests out of that.
I honestly don't think, this is just a guess, that even Democrats, your mainstream Democrat, who refuses to acknowledge how far to the left the party has gone, I don't think that they're not going to embrace or welcome the street stuff like they may have in Trump's first term. I don't think that's going to fly.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's whoever the cooler heads are still not readily identifiable.
I think it'll come down to the closer we get to the midterm election, that's when you'll see some say, wait a minute, if I stay this course, I'll lose my seat.
Yeah, they'll either do that or we'll have a full-blown riot summer again, and I'm not sure which I think is more likely.
I heard a great clip over the weekend from somebody that was, it still galls me that a career hoodlum like George Floyd inspired so much nonsense and insanity. The whole DEI, all of that stuff took off. It was like we needed that situation so we could launch all the rest of our social engineering crap.
Right.
And I love the fact that Pete Hegseth is, and the courts upheld. This is another area. The courts, we still got judges here and there that, you can't fire any more employees. They just,
but that's and yes, they're going to do that. But as we're starting to see now, on that particular question, the Ninth Circuit has already overruled one federal judge on that, and the Fifth Circuit will do the same. And the DC Circuit will do the same. And because the law's clear. So, it's a delaying tactic, but they're not going to win on that.
I just hope they stay the course. There's a lot of good stuff, happening. And I just hope some of it reaches people that need to hear it,
Yeah.
Especially those who, I don't want to name any names, but people I know are freaking out. Wish Trump would shut up. Look at the market. My portfolio's crashing and burning. I'll never be able to retire. Heard several people that were just, why does he have to do this? Well, here it is. It's not like a month later. And he did what he had to do then, as he said, some short-term pain. I didn't think it would come back this fast.
I don't think anybody did. But, on those days when that was happening, what were we talking about? Now's the time to just sit back. Don't even look at it.
Yeah.
It's going to turn around. It's inevitable it's going to turn around. And when it does, you'll be very happy you didn't do anything stupid.
That's what our money guy, Brent McDonald, was telling people as well when all of that was coming down. He says, we got to understand there's a plan in place here. And at the beginning, it may not look that great, but, they were confident that it was going to turn around. And as of today.
And like they keep saying, this is something any president, any prior president, who loved this country and put what's good for America at the top of his priority list could have already done all this.
Yeah.
Okay. It just takes having a president who has his priorities straight and
His
the intestinal
faculty
fortitude to do it. Yes, and his faculty straight,
Mm-hmm.
Which Joe Biden didn't. But even if Joe Biden had, he wouldn't have thought to do any of this.
By the way,
But, it's just a different person in the job now.
True the baloney, bringing Joe out or allowing Joe out for his comeback, whatever you want to call it, that was a disaster.
It's elder abuse. Having him out in the last 10 years at all has been elder abuse.
Yes. Yes, that's absolutely right. And
his wife must just hate his
yeah,
guts.
she
to
must
let
hate his
this
guts. Yes.
Parade happen.
She loves her status. She's still the wife of a former president.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not ready to let go of the. Well, that it really, in a way, he kind of has to, because Trump's got a dynasty in place to make a living. The Biden family had bribes, basically bribes,
Right.
Inc.
And
backdoor
influence
money, all that
peddling,
stuff, influence peddling.
Yeah.
And the only way you can maintain any kind of, but it seems like the Democrats are just like, we really don't want anything to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's the smart thing. So there is one smart thing they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Telling them to get
Democrats are.
lost. Yeah. I think we may have talked about this before, David, but are you familiar with the show Veep?
Vaguely, but I never watched it. But yeah.
I implore you, David. I have great confidence that if you give this show a chance, all the seasons are in place, that you will absolutely not only find it hysterical and a really good parody of what goes on in D.C., but it's almost like a complete preview of what a Kamala vice presidency and ultimately presidency would have been. Because seriously, every episode, she is a totally, Julia Louis-Dreyfus plays this she has the means to put out the good front, but behind the scenes, she's just a total horrible woman. I mean, just absolutely horrible. Totally dependent on a team of people to fill in all of her blanks.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she's doing half the time unless somebody's putting the word in her ear. And I don't know if anybody else who's watched the show. I did not see it during its run, but I'm watching it now and I'm savoring these episodes like a great dessert. A half hour. David, I'm telling you, the writing is top notch. It's well cast. I think you, having spent so much time in Washington, you work in the oil and gas industry and lobbied there, and you know a ton of politicians. I'll still be your friend, but I would be unless after all these years, working together like 7, 8, 9 years now.
Yeah, I think so, like 7 or 8. Yeah.
If you give this thing a chance, I think you'll absolutely love it.
I think when you finish Veep, you need to flip the coin and watch the drama series Scandal. That's
Scandal.
about Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like fun. It's just, David, I can't remember the last time I've laughed out loud so many times in every single episode of this show. And the deeper I get into it, the more it says this is like a vision for the Kamala Harris vice presidency, and God forbid it she become president. So, wow, it's 4:00 already.
Look at us go.
How did that happen? And we have barely scratched. So we got to talk about the 747. You had a great piece on that this morning. Something that he gets, but no doubt the Democrats, if they get a chance, will try to impeach him for some reason with that. Zelensky and Putin are going to meet. Who would have thought that not that long ago? The Newark mayor, DHS, and yes, there will be some baseball talk, whether you like it or not, friends.
Awesome.
All right, David, as we hit the top of the 4:00 hour, let's get your blog address out there one more time so we will find and support your work.
Yes, sir. DavidBlackmon.substack for politics and Blackmon.substack for energy. Come see me.
And Jen Psaki sucks.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Maybe I'll change my code to that. Yeah.
All right. And we'll have more limericks, too. We're going to do Pamela next.
Okay.
A limerick just for you. Here on News
That'll
Talk
be better.
93.1 FM, Montgomery Men's Health. It is Montgomery Men's Health, not Montgomery sexual health issues or dysfunction. It's men's health. That is the primary focus of what they do. And that's in connection to a simple test you can get for $99 there on your T level. It's not just a matter of ED or PE, those types of things. And yes, they have treatments there that you don't even know about. They're not advertised on TV, but they have those there and they work. But the big picture is men's health and the T level and the importance that plays in a man's energy level, vitality, mood, ability to sleep. It affects virtually everything. And if it's low, they can fix it right there at this incredible clinic with a great staff, by the way. Awesome staff. Take the test. It's $99. If the numbers aren't where they need to be, you can easily have so much restored to your life in terms of feeling better physically, sleeping better, not only wanting to exercise, but exercising and getting results because it affects metabolism. They have helped many men lose weight, which can also be an issue in sexual health. So it's a top to bottom kind of program there. And I urge you, if you can relate to any of the symptoms I described, to get over whatever issue may be stopping you from calling and reaching out at 334-440-3663, 334-440-3663 for Montgomery Men's Health, or read about it online at montgomerymenshealth.com. We're going to hit the traffic light and Salem Radio Network News, the Hit and Richard forecast.
Well, so far so good. We are looking at busy conditions on I-65 and 85. Boulevards are a bit busy. We have no issues in Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka. They're reporting light to mostly moderate traffic flow everywhere. Turning out to be a busy afternoon. Buckle up, drive carefully, and we will keep you updated. Get ready for summer at Midtown Plaza. Shop Shoe Carnival, Cato, Cricket Wireless, Young American Insurance, and more. Midtown Plaza and Street off I-85, another great McClinton & Company development. I'm with Jay Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks. No $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
In May, it's time to save at Pizza Perfect. Get $3 off any large pizza. Pizza Perfect is known for its buffet, which includes pizza, as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. This month, get $3 off any large pizza at Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook. Available for carryout and delivery.
It's May 12th, the greatest day ever. On the 12th of May, 1963, folk singer Bob Dylan stormed off the set of The Ed Sullivan Show. CBS television censors had issues with Dylan's lyrics. Dylan was flabbergasted the lyrics were an issue, while the rest of America was flabbergasted that someone was actually able to understand them. Have a great May 12th, the greatest day ever.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
Back with David Blackmon after SRN News.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Results of weekend trade talks, U.S. and Chinese officials calling a 90-day truce in their trade war. President Trump will be visiting the Middle East this week. The president will be traveling to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. The Trump administration taking steps to lower the cost of prescription drugs. Administration officials will begin talks with drug makers to discuss lowering prices over the next 30 days. Newark Airport, which has struggled with radar outages, will reduce the number of flights in and out of that airport over the next several weeks. Stocks finished higher. The Dow was up 1,160 points. The Nasdaq gaining 779 points, and the S&P 500 added 184. This is SRN News.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you an older divorced guy with loads of cash, looking for a woman younger than your own kids, and want to watch the games in the hottest new sports bar? Then come to Belichick's. Yeah, that's where it's happening, and every night is Young Ladies Night. Women 21 to 24 get in free.
That's dumb. Don't all women get in free? It's a sports bar.
That's a problem with you young ones. You're too mouthy.
You can't say that.
Sure we can. We're men of a certain age. We don't know any better. Plus, we're millionaires.
Hi, I'm Cheyenne.
Yeah, have a seat, honey. Belichick's. Tell me what's your major.
That situation is fun to watch.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
She was in Maine competing in the Miss Maine pageant and finished in 3rd.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And he was there to admire her. I mean, I'm sure he's expecting to get ribbed a lot for that relationship, but there's nothing wrong with it. Before we continue, David Blackmon, I had a lyric created by Grok for Pamela, and I would like to do that now. On National Limerick Day. Pamela Dubuque, in black, she does gleam. On radio waves, she's the star of the dream. Her voice, smooth as night, gives listeners delight. The lady in black reigns supreme in the beam. I think Brock may have rolled a doobie during the break. And that's out there. It's nice. We got to do one of these. We got to get one for Jaquan and one for the Movie Maven, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fun on National Limerick Day. Welcome back, David Blackmon, for our second hour of the tour of the Idiocracy. So, do I understand correctly? Is it set in stone that Zelensky and Putin are going to sit down and see each other in person?
I am not positive if Putin has committed to be there or not. Zelensky has, and some top-level Russian officials are going to be there, but I'm not positive Putin is going to be there.
I mean, of course, it would be awesome if they could bring an end, a complete ceasefire, and an end to this thing, as Trump promised he would do.
Yeah.
If only to watch how the media handles it. Again, they're going to come in with, it's a bad deal for Ukraine and we're on their side. Or they'll come up with something to hate. They always do.
Of course. Absolutely.
What a
But
remarkable
Zelensky is and personally invited Trump to be there for the negotiation that's going to happen in Turkey, and Zelensky is committed to be there. So, I mean, I think the assumption right now that everyone is making is that if Putin's going to be there, then Trump probably will. But if Putin's not going to be there, I'm not sure President Trump would want to be there. Put it that way.
I'm not in any way, shape, or form advocating for any continuation of this war. I think most Americans don't understand really why it's still going on, why it needs to go on, because it really doesn't. All they know is we've sent billions and billions of dollars and tons of equipment and technology over there, and what are we getting out of that exactly? I'm not really sure, other than maybe some backdoor money channeled to a certain political party that seems to be all for this conflict. But again, the ultimate fun will be to see how the legacy media refusing in their full TDS to ever give the man credit for anything.
Yep. Yeah. No, most of the public is fully aware of it by now. There still are people who are not capable of breaking through the brainwashing, but most people are aware of it, and it's part of it's really maybe, well, it's not the main reason, but it's one of the main reasons why the legacy media is on its deathbed, because it went all in for one political ideology and decided, really during the 2016 campaign, they just gave up all pretense of impartiality and balanced news coverage. And so since that time, they've lost about a third of their audience, which was already half of what it was at the turn of the century. And, they just, you can't sustain a business like that. And if it wasn't for all this pharmaceutical money and billionaires owning the newspapers and things like that, most of those outlets would have failed a long time ago. So
that was very, both profound and chilling at the same time. The death of the legacy media is the death of the Democratic Party.
Totally. Yes. And it's that's a reality everyone understands. And the Democrats are deathly aware of it themselves. And, it's why you can't, if you're a Democrat running for office, you can't tell the truth about what you want to do about anything.
No.
Right? I mean, they have to lie about literally everything they would do if they're elected. Everything. And they understand it, which is, it just makes you wonder what kind of sociopaths they really are.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it takes a true sociopath, psychopathic kind of personality to be able to do that sort of thing. And so that could explain why the entire party is so damn insane at this point.
Here's an interesting, I don't know if dichotomy is the word, but we've heard the idea floated that Trump is considering a tax increase on upper income earners. And what's interesting about that is, who are the people? Whoa, pay your fair share. Whoa, pay your fair share. And he may be the one that actually does it. He's not going to clobber him, but that's where he's looking for money. And in the balance, I'm not an economist, but he knows he wants to deliver on those tax promises he made to continue his tax cuts, to stop taxing Social Security, which, by the way, for those of you who are still clinging to any notion that Joe Biden gave a rat's ass about you, he was the one that co-sponsored the bill that started taxing Social Security, taxing taxed money that the government held and wouldn't let you access until you reached a certain age. What a racket that is. That Donald Trump might try to offset that part of it by, hitting up the rich. It's really interesting that he may actually end up doing a Democratic thing.
Maybe so.
David, I need to understand, I know that there were issues with the delivery of the new Air Force One, the 747, from Boeing.
Yeah.
In fact, didn't Trump say keep the plane or never mind or something? And now Qatar, and that's a country I don't know that we should trust. But give us the backstory on this, and then how the Democrats, always desperate for anything they can use to file impeachment articles on Trump, might use it.
Yeah. So in 2017, Trump's first year of his first term, he and his staff realized what an antique Air Force One that is still in use today is. It was first used by George Herbert Walker Bush. The building of it by Boeing started during the last 2 years of the Reagan administration.
Wow.
So in 2017, it was already almost 30 years old.
Wow.
And so President Trump convinced Congress to allocate. Boeing wanted $3.9 billion to build a pair of new Air Force One 747s.
Wow.
Because there's always two of them. There's a redundancy there.
Right.
And Boeing said it could deliver them by the end of 2024. The latest update is that here we are in 2025, and now Boeing is saying they might have them ready sometime before the 2033, 2035 time frame.
What?
And the cost overrun is going to basically be double the original cost, if not more than that. And there's no excuse for it. There's no good reasons for it, other than Boeing is just milking the system for increased revenue from the project. Right. And the Pentagon has always allowed them. The Pentagon apparently owns Air Force One, which I was not aware of until this controversy broke out. And so this jet has been used by the Crown Prince of Qatar, and the one that Qatar gifted to the Pentagon. And Qatar has a big debt to the United States from all of the military protection it provides in the Middle East, not just for Israel, but for all of these Arab countries as well. And so this is, basically a quid pro quo for all of the services the United States has rendered and never been paid for. And so when and this story became public a week and a half ago, okay? And the media just barely made mention of it. Mm-hmm. And then someone late last week put together a narrative script for Jonathan Karl at ABC News to use to break a story. And that script circulated throughout all the legacy media outlets. And John Karl got to break the story. And then every other legacy media outlet picked the story up and has repeated almost exactly the same script. So this is clearly a coordinated political hit job, handed to the media by some Democrat interest. And this is what they do. This is what they do on everything. Mm-hmm. And so this is what this is. And the reality is, Jonathan Karl's story said, well, it was a gift to Donald Trump directly, which is completely false. That Trump will take possession of the plane at the end of his term in office, which is completely false. Everything about that story is false. Yes, it is a gift to the United States from the government of Qatar, in the same sense that the Statue of Liberty was a gift to the United States from the country of France in gratitude for our country's services to the other country over a long period of time. Mm-hmm. And Trump has hired one of the major defense contractors, and now I'm going to forget the name of it, Harris 3 out of Florida, to retrofit the craft with modern security technology, communications technology that Air Force One that is being used doesn't have. The technology, the security and communications tech on Air Force One is over 20 years old. So it's going to be outfitted with modern technology in a period of months, not decades, which Boeing wants to be the case. And, they think it'll be ready for use, Trump said, this fall, but I don't think that sounds reasonable, frankly, but it'll be ready a lot sooner than Boeing's going to have their two planes ready. Doesn't solve the problem, but it's a stopgap to modernize Air Force One and provide greater security for the President of the United States and the people that travel with him on Air Force One. and it's done at a fraction of the cost of what Boeing wants. And I think the government and the Pentagon are really, after this episode, going to have to reevaluate their entire relationship with Boeing, because it's just so clearly a racket. It's just such a transparent racket that they've had going with and they could do it because no one in any of these past administrations, even in Trump's first administration, when he didn't have loyal people working for him at the Pentagon, he had the Millies of the world working for him, and Mad Dog Madden or whatever, Mattis, and and so they were just not going to question any of it. Nobody was looking out for the best interests of the United States taxpayer. Now there's people there who are doing that, which is why, by the way, the media and the Democrats are so dead set again on getting rid of Pete Hegseth, because he's actually doing the work of the taxpayer and the American people, and they hate that. They can't tolerate that.
They hate it bad enough that he gets 100% negative media coverage.
Yeah, 100%.
And
So
why? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they had that one episode with the signal chat.
The signal call, yeah.
Like it was the second coming of 9/11, which is what they do with everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what he said last week. We're no more men running around in women's heels in the military.
Well, do you know how many conditions disqualify people from being in the military? And mental illness? Huge.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yes.
Well, I mean, under Joe Biden, cause for being denied the military could be I voted for Donald Trump.
Well,
it was.
Crazy.
Yes.
Sorry, you're out.
That's
in
what
the meantime,
they did. Yeah.
Was it Rubio that said, or no, JD said that military enlistment is through the roof?
yeah,
It is through the roof, yes.
But a lot of people cannot make it through the military entrance physical.
Right.
Because
Because they're
of all the
restoring
things-
real standards again.
Right, but all this next generation of kids, everybody's been on ADHD meds, stimulants, everybody's being treated for mental illness, everybody has anxiety. They're all bubble wrap kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it's due to the fact, wow, this is becoming a great country. It's worth what the military offers to serve. There's a payoff.
Yeah.
I mean, a real payoff.
Yeah.
That's just my theory. What do I know? I'm just a hawk show toast in Montgomery. Oh, it's 421 already.
Hey, isn't Boeing the one who's developing the next generation fighter jet that they announced?
Yeah, and that's probably a mistake too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Look,
I don't know why they would have done that contract with them.
Well, the last one was with Lockheed, which was
Right. And that was a mess too, yeah.
yeah. So where do they go next?
Well, who's making the F-35s that we've got here
That's
in town?
Lockheed Martin.
That's Lockheed,
okay.
yeah.
Aviation's always been a passion. I know enough about its history and right up to current time. By the way, not that I expect anybody to be impressed, but I'm a colonel in the Commemorative Air Force based in Harlingen, Texas, which flies the planes that won World War II and other historic aircraft. And so this is something I have a deep interest in, but I do know enough about it to say that if this project with Boeing began in 2017,
Yeah.
and it's not going to be done until 2033, that is a complete load of bull crap. Those planes do not take 10 years to build. And by the way, in 10 years, the technologies they were installing in 2017 or 18 when it was first launched are already outdated.
That's how government
Right.
projects go anyway.
Yeah.
All the time.
So
Hey, have you been to the Boneyard?
I
in
have
Tucson?
not been to the Boneyard, but I have watched several documentaries on it.
You
It's
should
fascinating.
go. You
There's
gotta
so
go.
much history, the planes, the glory, the stories that are at the Boneyard in Arizona, right?
You should go. Yes, it's in Tucson, Arizona.
It's out there. That's what I hear.
You know, a lot of the time, but springtime there is really nice.
By the way, Jamie Raskin, he's so reliable. He has already called reports that Trump planning to accept a luxury jet from Qatar is a gift, and said the president might need congressional approval first, but it's not a gift to him, it's a gift to the U.S. Can he make that distinction? Or does that spoil his party?
Yeah, he can't make that decision. And this is not a decision the Congress has to make. The Pentagon has all sorts of appropriation authority and acquisition authority in its budget, already built into its budget. And so, I mean, this is at the Pentagon's discretion.
Oh, moments ago at the New Jersey ICE facility, let me guess, more Democrats lining up to support the rapists and criminals that are housed there. That's nice.
A bunch of 85-year-old old white ladies are out there protesting and singing. Bunch of hippies. Elderly hippies. Yeah.
Wow. How sad. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Get a new hobby.
Yeah. It's better than a campaign contribution, really. All right, David, we're going to take our
They can't do
first
that because their Etsy shops have all been shut down.
Our first good one. Our first of two breaks, which will start with Rich Thomas Weather. Before we do, David, please give everybody your blog location so they can find you on Substack.
Yes, it's davidblackmon.substack for politics and blackmon.substack for energy. Come see me. I write about both every day except yesterday because my computer was dead.
All right, back with more David in just a moment. Right now, Skipper's got the latest on the road.
Well, my goodness, still looking good all over the area. We had a couple of minor accidents earlier, but right now everything's rolling smooth. Interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka. Traffic is building the further we get into this afternoon. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated when accidents happen. Up to $10,000 off the last of the 2024 Nissan Z cars at McKenna Nissan. It's worth a drive. McKenna Nissan exit 212 off I-65 in Clinton. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where over-the-road dump truck drivers are needed right now. Home twice a week and every weekend, must leave early on Sunday with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Call them now at 855-777-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The threat of showers and thunderstorms not quite gone yet. There's another high probability through the nighttime hours tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 63. Tomorrow, maybe some leftover showers and storms. Partial sunshine on Tuesday, high near 80. Then upper 80s on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine as we start a big warming trend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE's 25 and 25 has you covered. For just $25 in closing costs, you can tap into your home's equity. No hidden fees, no headaches, just extra cash. Visit your local ASE Credit Union branch today. Federally insured by NCUA. NMLS 420259. Terms apply.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
All right, we are now officially under a flood watch as well. I was wondering when we might have enough rain accumulating, over 6 inches. And as Rich just mentioned, more to come. Now, the other part of the weather equation is the heat, which is going to be returning. And if you have not had your central air conditioning system looked at by a qualified team of HVAC techs, may I recommend you invest $180 in a Clark's Club membership and get them out immediately to take a look at all the components, make sure the unit is clean, running energy efficiently, and ready to deliver when you need it this summer. It is a machine. Sometimes, even with your best efforts, they break. And when they do, you want to know that somebody will be dispatched to your home to take care of the problem immediately. With Clark's, that membership guarantees you that. Just call 277-2125. Their plumbers are talented, they're diagnosticians, and know how to apply a fix to virtually anything they have to deal with. Again, 277-2125. For the best in heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and some truly amazing people. Awesome human beings. Call Clark's or visit clarkcomfort.com. Alabama certification number 09098. Back with David in a moment.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage.
And I'm Madeline Cannon. It's true, rates aren't as low as they have been for the past couple of years, but there are still many homeowners that could benefit from refinancing their current mortgage. There are a lot of things in life that are out of our control, but your mortgage rate is not one of them. If you currently have an adjustable rate mortgage, then you owe it to yourself to give us a call.
Adjustable rate mortgages make sense for some people in stable markets, but in this wild, ever-changing rate environment, it only makes sense to secure a fixed interest rate. A fixed interest rate will give you the peace of mind that your rate is locked. Your rate will not be subject to change with the political and economic tides.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can personalize your term. We offer 8-year to 30-year mortgages and everything in between. Grab your mortgage statement and give us a call.
Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
You need renovation without the complications. All about innovations today.
Rub-a-dub-dub, do you have an ugly tub? For those looking to upgrade their bathroom with safety and style, Bath Innovations of Alabama has the perfect solution. Their bathtub to shower conversions and walk-in bathtubs are designed with accessibility in mind, offering easy entry and slip-resistant surfaces for peace of mind. Plus, their stunning mildew-resistant high-strength polymer wall systems add beauty and durability, transforming your space from dull to delightful. Bath Innovations' expert team ensures a quick, hassle-free installation, turning your bathtub into a beautiful, accessible shower that enhances both safety and comfort. Take control of your bathroom safety today. Call Bath Innovations of Alabama locally at 271-2723 or visit bathinnovations.com.
You need a renovation without the innovation. All about innovations today.
For reliable electrical services in Central Alabama, trust the experts at Crosby Electric. Crosby's licensed and insured electricians are ready to tackle any project for your home, from troubleshooting, repairs, to installing new lighting and preventive maintenance. And Crosby understands the need for quality service for small business. Crosby is big enough for the largest job, yet small enough to bring real value. Visit CrosbyElectric.com to schedule your service. Crosby, powering Central Alabama with excellence.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Everybody.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hey there, this is Leo the 14th. Pope. I'm honored to be the first American Pope from sweet home Chicago. And I'm bringing my Chicago style to everything here in the Vatican. First order of business, I'm replacing the bread and the wine with a slice of Lou Malnati's deep dish and an old style. And extra blessings if you chase that with a shot of Jepson's Malort and make it a Chicago handshake. Now, as you may have heard, I'm a champion of the downtrodden. That's why I'm a White Sox fan. Even Jesus had more disciples than fans at the Sox game. But of course, I wouldn't have made it this far without the spiritual guidance of our one true savior, Mike Ditka, who led the Bears to our last Super Bowl victory in the year of our Lord 1986. Okay, I gotta go baptize a couple of beef sandwiches and get down to Buddy Guys for the Pope party they're throwing. Stay blessed, yous guys.
First of all, in Chicago, they don't say use guys in Chicago. That's a New York thing. That's turning in the tracks, use guys. But did you see that, of course, in the media, in its relentless obsession to destroy anything connected to God, even a pope that they might like, they found some tweet that his brother retweeted that I'm going to put this, they called Nancy Pelosi the C word.
Yep.
I'm applauding that. I mean, it's about time there was accuracy in social media. What's wrong with that? So, what's your take on him so far? I'm kind of
I don't know. You know, trying to predict what a pope's going to do is really, really hard because, you get into that job and it's kind of like trying to predict what a Republican Supreme Court appointee is going to do once they're actually in the job. You just don't know for a few years.
See, that's the kind of metaphor that David Blackmon can do that I just can't. I really like that.
Well, for example, David Souter died, right?
Yeah.
Last Friday. Former Supreme Court Justice appointee of George Herbert Walker Bush, and advertised as an extreme conservative. All the Democrats and the media were just apoplectic about his nomination when he was nominated, and he was a pure, straight down the line leftist. So, you just don't know.
This is true. And then the media will pound the wailing wall over there, just, Neanderthal barbaric conservatives like Amy Coney Barrett, and then she gets in and she does her thing too and disappoints. But on the other hand, the galling, it's like, was it Sotomayor over the weekend told judges to stand and fight?
Yes.
Is that what judges are supposed to do?
Well, no, it's not. No, but these people are, it's like a religious cult. They're just, they have their dogma, and they don't believe in any of the institutions of our government or our system. They don't believe in the Constitution. Sonia Sotomayor, during her confirmation hearings, couldn't even cite anything from the Constitution. She didn't even know what the Constitution says. Okay. And doesn't care.
Ketanji Brown Jackson made her look brilliant by comparison.
Yeah, exactly. And she can't even define what a woman is. So, it's just, these people they're purely automatons, and everything to them is strictly political. And so, the thought that our judiciary is made up of these noble people who just interpret the Constitution is laughable. Ruth Bader Ginsburg spent more time trying to incorporate provisions from constitutions and laws from other countries into our system of justice than she did quoting the Constitution or interpreting the Constitution of the United States. And that's just the direction they've gone. And it's why you never get any surprises among Democrat appointees, right?
Yeah.
Every Democrat appointee is loyal, toes the line, goose steps to the march their entire career. But half the Republican appointees end up being wolves in sheep's clothing, and like Amy Coney Barrett apparently is leaning towards becoming, and that's a shame.
Trump, by the way, we were just talking about the Qatari jet, scolded an ABC reporter on Monday saying you should be embarrassed for asking about accepting a luxury jet from the nation of Qatar, that it would be stupid to turn it down. What do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? ABC's Rachel. Wait a minute, I have a special sounder for her.
Rachel.
Scott asked him at the White House as he signed an executive order urging pharmaceutical companies. Trump said, "You're ABC fake news, right? Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed about asking that question. They're giving us a free jet." I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or $400 million, whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much, Yeah. I love the fact that somebody just stands up to them. But as you say, it's a gift to the country, not to him. I hope he said that somewhere in there. That would be comforting to know.
Well, he has his own way of communicating, obviously.
Hey, what's new on Jasmine the Crockett? She's kind of in your territory there. What is she doing?
I can't. I'm trying to think. I haven't thought about her in a while. I guess maybe she hasn't said anything too outrageous here the last few days. I can't really think of anything.
Who was the one that made the white boy comment? Was that Ilhan Omar? Because somebody dressed her down for that.
Oh, no, that was you're right. That was Jasmine Crockett. That's right. I saw that clip. Yeah.
It says Crockett suggests Democrats looking to run safest white boy in 2028.
Yeah.
Well, fine.
Try,
whatever.
But again, try to imagine if a Republican said that.
Yes. that the Democrats are going, and Joe coming out and saying, there's only the only reason Kamala lost was racism and sexism. I mean,
yeah, it's just retarded. I mean, completely retarded.
It is. They just don't give any credit for any progress when they are, in fact, the ones that are sending socially the whole country backwards with their woke nonsense. And now it's dark woke now, right?
Yeah, right. Yes, the dark woke.
Whatever that means.
That's so much worse.
Trump is traveling to Saudi Arabia. What's the primary mission of that trip?
Well, I'm not sure, but I mean, half the damn cabinet's going with him. So something big is up. And they're being very tight-lipped about it. But Mark Halperin this morning on his two-way podcast was talking about he's had several people inside the White House tell him there will be a major diplomatic announcement out of this trip, which is why so many high-level people are traveling over there with the president. So, but I don't know. I honestly do not know. The United States has a lot of, diplomatic and military and other entanglements. Energy obviously is a big thing. So who knows? It could be something related to energy. I just don't know.
David, I have to tell you something. I heard something after our last broadcast, and I made a mental note. This bulletin board I keep up here has a lot of notes on it, and I just remembered what the mental note was. And it had to do with, we're looking for all these new sources to find oil. But somebody was saying, well, that's great, and that will help, keep the supply up where prices can't get out of control. But he said that we have not built an oil refinery in 40 years in America.
We haven't built a new greenfield oil refinery. The last one that we built in the United States, construction was started in 1979.
That seems
That's
incredible.
insane. Yes, it's insane.
Is the government not allowed? I mean, I would
Yeah,
imagine Trump's aware of this.
They've made it, the government intentionally made it prohibitively impossible, too costly to build a new one, and you can't qualify for the permits in most states. And so, companies gave up trying to build new capacity in the United States and started building overseas, which is why so much of the oil we produce here in the United States from these shale plays has to be put on ships and shipped to other countries to be refined, because we don't have the refining capacity here in the United States to take that grade of crude.
Strikes me as absolute lunacy.
I just took a call about traffic, if I can.
We have a traffic alert, sure.
85 North and southbound, two different spots. Before Eastern Boulevard on 85 North, there's accident, or maybe, I don't know, multiple, but it's affecting the right lane, and there are 3 vehicles in the median.
Ooh.
And then
Yikes.
on 85 South, after the AUM exit, there's an RV that's stalled and blocking the 2 right lanes.
All right.
So
We're
that's a
going to
big
check in with Skipper
slowdown.
here in a minute anyway before we go to 1819 News. And what happened to Mushroom? No, I'm not asking about my drugs. I mean, we had a caller who goes by the handle Mushroom that was on the line, and they disappeared. We're okay. Trust me on that. We are okay. David, we got to take our final break here for traffic and 1819 News and Rich's weather, and then we'll be back to wrap up. It's gone by way too fast, and we still got a bunch of things to hit. So stay with us. Skipper, tell us what's going on out there.
Well, my goodness, we got some accidents happening right now. I-85 northbound, mile marker 5, right out of the interchange. We have some vehicles off on the left and right there. Please use caution. All lanes are open. Just watch out for those folks. Then on up I-85, just before East Boulevard, we've got several vehicles involved in an accident. 3 are off the road on the left. The right lane is blocked. You'll have to get over in your center and left lanes to get around another vehicle that's there. We also have an accident, I-65 southbound, right around Bell Road. It is off on the right. Left lanes are going to be your best bet there. Please buckle up, drive carefully. We'll keep you updated. Get ready for summer at Midtown Plaza. Shop Boost Mobile, GameStop, and more. Midtown Plaza, Ann Street off I-85. Another great McClinton & Company development. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
1819 News.
A new appointment has been made to the Birmingham Waterworks Board just days after Governor Ivey signed Senate Bill 330 into law. The new law completely replaces the current board members and allows 3 county commissions to make new appointments. Jefferson County Commissioner Jimmy Stevens has already named Philip Weidmeyer as his appointee to this newly formed regional water board. Weidmeyer is a Vestavia Hills resident and a retired engineer with more than 40 years at Alabama Power. Weidmeyer has already filed a lawsuit against Birmingham's mayor, city council, and current water board members. The suit is asking a judge to invalidate any actions that were taken by the old board after the law took effect, including a recent vote to sell the water system to the city of Birmingham. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
Several suspects tied to the deadly shooting at Sage Park in Mobile are set to appear in court this week. The Mobile County District Attorney is seeking to deny bond to those suspects under Onaya's law. Back in April of this year, gunfire broke out during what investigators now say was a shootout between rival gangs. Frenika Craig was killed and another victim was seriously wounded. 6 people now face murder and assault charges. Arraignments are set for this Tuesday. A man who left his work release job without permission is now back in custody at the Limestone County Sheriff's Office. Carlton Howell left the work release on Sunday. He is now facing additional charges. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
The Tariffs family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And legal troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
When you need a new door or window replaced, you want it done right. Someone who delivers expert craftsmanship every time, experience is a must. Listen, Davis Door and Sash. They can show you new doors and windows that can help you lower your utility bills and boost energy efficiency. Davis Door and Sash, Alabama.com or call 334-288-6010. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Everybody, the threat of showers and thunderstorms not quite gone yet. There's another high probability through the nighttime hours tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 63. Tomorrow, maybe some leftover showers and storms. Partial sunshine on Tuesday, high near 80. Then upper 80s on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine as we start a big warming trend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More is your low price leader for everything you need for flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies. For the best prices on luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, flooring installation supplies, and more, shop Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I am Jeff Bezos. For the very last of my star-studded extravagant wedding that you are not invited to, I'm pleased to announce the music will be provided by royalty. That's right, a sir and a lady. Sir Elton John and Lady Gaga. They're close personal friends of mine, as we have much in common. Like Lady Gaga, I'm constantly hounded by the paparazzi. But I am undaunted, because like Elton, I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus me and Elton are both rocket men. I offered Lady Gaga a chance to be a rocket woman, but she couldn't make it, so I had to go with Timu Lady Gaga, otherwise known as Katy Perry. Busting her chops never gets old.
We always take a moment to salute the leadership of the Idiocracy here on our Monday visits with David Blackmon. Quick question before I forget to ask. Will you be able to join us again next Monday?
Next Monday, yes, but not this Thursday, unfortunately.
Right. No?
I don't know. Are you still going to be in Vegas?
No, we'll be on a plane coming home.
Hey, that would be cool to have an airborne David Blackmon show, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would work out.
We haven't really pushed the phone today because we've had so many topics to cover, but we do have a call from Mushroom.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to keep this short and brief. Seems to me we have very short memories. It wasn't that long ago that the nation of Qatar was being overrun by a madman blowing up oil wells. Do you remember that?
Georgia.
I don't know what it was, 40 of them, maybe 200 of them. But anyway, we had to invade that nation, drive a nut out of there by the name of Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein,
and then, what?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Saddam Hussein, right.
Exactly. And then Red Adair from Texas and his people went in there to cap the oil wells.
Mm-hmm.
We did all that. And just maybe it's the case that somebody in that nation has some degree of appreciation, and they want to show it to us. And that's all I've got to say. Thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, that is a country that should feel some gratitude towards America. I don't think.
Yeah, the plane was from the prince, you know.
Right. Yeah. So, look, there's nothing wrong with nation-to-nation gift giving. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no law against it, and it is what it is. The fact that it's going to end up in the presidential library of Donald Trump sometime after whenever Boeing delivers the planes it's building, well, even that's not really scandalous, you know. But it enables the Democrats because, and here's why, because presidential libraries are owned and operated by the federal government. Okay, there's a whole federal commission on the building and running of presidential libraries. Yes, they're built mainly with private contributions, but the libraries themselves are managed and owned by the federal government. So even if the plane ends up at his presidential library, that doesn't make it a personal gift. That's just how the Pentagon is going to plan to dispose of it once Boeing finally, you know, honors its contract 10 years overdue.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to bet? I'm not going to do it because I can't watch any of these network news shows anymore. They're sickening. But that they deliberately worded that Qatar is gifting this to Donald Trump and not to the United States of America. They will overlook that little detail.
Yeah, they have already, haven't they?
Yep.
Well, Jonathan Karl's report was, completely false in that way. It's exactly what he said.
Yeah, he's another one that his name came up in your blog the other day.
And that guy is he was the head of the White House press corps up until a few years ago. I mean, that's how demented the White House press corps became.
Now, here's another thing that the liberal media can latch onto. China is now more popular in a global poll than we are.
Sure.
Yeah, everybody wants to be like China, right? Anyway, a great day in the market as in 2 days they managed to find enough common ground to dial the tariffs back for 90 days while they work on a final agreement, and I'll bet they get that done fairly soon, too.
They will. Yeah, they'll get something done because nobody wants to re-implement those tariffs.
And
neither side.
We're still close with other countries, right? India, a number of others
Yes.
that are coming to the table.
Yeah,
And
India, Japan, Korea.
And I think the more of this that happens, the more that's going to reflect back. It's going to look pretty prosperous.
Yeah.
But again, the looming issue, the national debt, budget reconciliation, and delivering on Trump's promised tax cuts. How do you see that playing out? I mean, he's got to
They'll do that. They're going to deliver, at the very least. The base case is they extend the 2017 tax cuts, but the current version of the bill that was released this morning also has no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, which I have no clue how that one's going to work.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have no tax on Social Security. I think that's just too big a bite to chew in terms of scoring the bill.
Well, that sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
It just does. They hold that money your whole life and then give you some of it back on a monthly
They
basis.
don't hold it though; they spend it. It's like
Well,
their
that's the
petty
thing.
cash.
Weren't there attempts? Who was the genius president or vice president that came up with the term lockbox? They were putting your Social
Right.
Security
Al
out.
Gore. That was Al Gore.
But they never really did that, did they?
Oh, hell no.
They
No, it's
raided
never
that
been
fund.
in a lockbox. That was a complete fiction Al Gore invented for that campaign.
They have raided that fund like a pot smoker with a box of Twinkies in the cupboard,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
It's exactly right.
If we missed anything, I don't want. Just recapping the things we have discussed. The ceasefire between Pakistan and India. We're talking about the trade aspect of that. How's that looking? Pakistan and India getting them to knock off the.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a ceasefire that the Trump administration, again, Trump's people, negotiated and got both countries to agree to, that while they tried to hammer out some kind of a long-term peace accommodation. Those two countries, I mean, getting involved in that is kind of like getting involved in this territorial dispute between Ukraine and Russia that's gone on for 1,000 years and will go on for 1,000 more. And those two countries, they've always been hostile to one another. And I mean, these are grudges. They're like religious grudges that go back hundreds and hundreds of years. And, whatever they manage to hammer out in terms of a long-term accommodation, nothing's ever permanent with those two countries. So,
right.
But they're doing the best they can do with that situation. And what else? I mean, it's as good an outcome as you could hope for right now. And at least nobody's getting ready to hurl atomic bombs at each other. So that's good.
You posed the question, is this the winningest week in Trump history? I did see
It may be.
somebody
be.
else who said this was the best week any president's had since George Washington's early days.
Well, I think that's probably a pretty fair statement, actually. This is, and it's so overwhelming. It's such an overwhelming amount of major news events in such a short period of time that it's hard for anyone to really sit back and comprehend it all and absorb it and analyze it. It's going to take weeks, I think, before people really start understanding the consequence, the global consequence of everything that's happened in just the last 3 days. It's pretty stunning. Remember from in June and July of that presidential campaign last year, we talked about just day after day of earth-shattering global, national, historic news events.
Yes.
The attempted assassination, Biden's breakdown in his withdrawal from the race, and Harris jumping in, and all, everything day after day after day. And I mean, that's what this is like. Only these are events of global magnitude, historic stuff, and it's hard to really put it all in sum it up somehow. It's hard to do.
Of all the good news today, the one I love the most is the deal on the drug prices, because he has taken an issue that the Democrats have promised and attacked him for and actually gotten something done today.
Yes. Yeah. That they never even tried to really get done. They just used it as a campaign tactic.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, we have a minute or so left. Can we talk baseball?
Oh, why not?
How are the Dodgers doing? It seems like they're winning more than they're losing.
They split a 4-game series with Arizona. So, but that's fine. It's tough to win in Arizona. Good team.
The Yankees are either pounding the stuffing out of an opponent or they're losing by 1 run.
Yeah.
Or blowing a game they should have won. I mean, they really should right now be on like a 10-game winning streak. Every game they've lost has been due to that Devin Williams reliever that they got from Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's not working out too well, is he?
No, and I think he should be executed. I mean, I
Maybe
was going
not
to say
quite that, but
excommunicated to the minor leagues.
send her down to AAA for a while.
What are some of the, I'm a baseball fan above and beyond caring about what the Yankees do. What are some of the other interesting player stories and stuff from this season that have your attention?
I just think the Cubs are such an amazing story. I like to look at run differential for teams as a pretty good indicator of what their real strength is. And the Cubs are like, I know they're second in the National League, and they just have this bullpen that has really outperformed expectations. Their pitching staff was, not really highly touted coming into the season, and it's just been outstanding. And I just think they're going to be double tough as the year goes on. And then the other big surprising team to me is the Giants. Their roster is not great, but they just keep winning, and it's pretty interesting season shaping up so far. The other, you look at the American League, the Western Division just stinks.
Yeah,
the whole division stinks.
And now we've reached that point in the season where managers are getting fired. Poor Bud Black in Colorado. They haven't given him a lot to work with, but the manager always takes the fall when the team sucks. And they fire the manager in Pittsburgh. Same thing there. Owner doesn't spend money, gives them a minimal roster to work with. And
the White Sox, same story at the White Sox.
Yeah. The suck teams in baseball are keeping many other teams propped up, probably above. The other team that looks good is Detroit. They seem to be a legitimate team.
Yeah, they're really good, and I just, the Yankees are going to have a hard time getting by them.
Well, David, we hope when we see you on Monday next week that you won't be wearing a barrel after having too much fun in Vegas.
Yeah, me too, man. It's getting iffy already.
And I appreciate you taking time out that you're in Vegas. I didn't know you were going to be there today to do the show with us, man.
Yeah, we came out Saturday. It's been a fun whirlwind already.
I'll tell you what, I'm the only person I know that looks forward to Mondays because we get to work with him. Seriously.
That's a fair reason.
Yeah. Oh, I do too.
What did your wife do while you were doing this?
I'm not saying.
How do you like that? The man who advocates for a free and open media and the truth. I'm not sorry.
No.
That's cool, man. Before we sign off, please give everybody your blog location so people can find and support your work.
Okay, yes, it's davidblackman.substack for politics and blackman.substack for energy. Come see me.
You're the best, man. We so appreciate it.
All right, you guys. We'll see y'all, next Monday. I was going to say Thursday.
All right, have fun.
Have fun.
Take
All
care.
right, thanks.
It's, 5 o'clock. Mondays are,
I know, it flies by. It really does.
I even got 6 miles in on the bike today. And it's just overall a good day. Not sitting in a funk.
Good.
Love it. Family Law Matters can literally drain the life out of you, especially if you're navigating it alone. Why you would do that, I don't know. There are times when an attorney is needed, but not just any attorney. For situations like divorce, separation, somebody from the past trying to change an existing arrangement. These things not only take your physical energy, but your mental energy as well, which is why it's time to practice the 3 words that get you through these life crises. Turn it over. Dana Delk, Jacqueline Tomlinson. Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law. The legal wisdom is readily evident. They know the law. They have experience that is hard to match here in the River region. Hundreds of family law cases tried. Experience in courts of law, judges' chambers, mediation hearings. They're both qualified mediators. Wherever the situation happens to take them, they are experienced and prepared The important thing is the leadership, you know, setting up a path for you to follow so that you can remain whole, not just financially, but mentally and physically. Let them, that's why you hire them, to do the tough stuff, and just let them, you know, carve a path for you to the next phase of your life so that when you get there, you're ready for it. It's so much easier that way when you let them do their job. Now, they also handle all matters of family law, including blended families, adoptions. They can do a will for you, whatever it is. Delk and Tomlinson are ready. And if you need, by the way, you may know somebody who's in a crisis, maybe looking for a lawyer. You can't go wrong by giving them this number for a consultation, 819-4810, 819-4810, or direct them to their website, thealabamafamilylawyers.com, for Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
A representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
All right, we got traffic with Skipper, Wall Street Business, SRN News and Brent coming up next.
Well, we have some accidents. 85 northbound, just past Perry Hill Road. Right lane was blocked a few minutes ago. A lot of vehicles off on the left out in the trees. And traffic is really slowed down back to Perry Hill and beyond. Folks are slugging it out on 85 north this afternoon. And we've got an accident, I-85 southbound around Bell Road. It's off on the right. Right lane was blocked a little earlier. We're hoping they're going to get these cleared up pretty quickly, but right now it's a slow go, 85 north and southbound. Everywhere else, very busy this afternoon. Keep it here for updates. At McKinnon Nissan, up to $11,000 off the remaining 2024 Armadas. They got to go, and the savings are yours. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J., Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott. The stock slipped after China and the United States announced a 90-day truce in their trade war. The S&P 500 jumping 3.3% today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose nearly 3%, and the NASDAQ Composite rallied 4.3%. Hopes for an economy less encumbered by tariffs also sent crude oil prices higher. The U.S. dollar strengthened against other currencies, and Treasury yields jumped on expectations that the Federal Reserve won't have to cut interest rates so deeply this year in order to protect the U.S. economy. The Dow was up 1,160 points to 42,410. The NASDAQ gained 779 to 18,708. The S&P 500 added 184 points to 5844. With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm John Scott.
Since 1966, Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. We offer a warm home, a loving family, and a future filled with hope. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. Together, we can give Alabama's children the chance they deserve, a chance to dream, to succeed, and to feel truly cherished. Every donation stays within Alabama, directly impacting the lives of the children who need it most. Join us in making a difference. Visit AlabamaSheriff'sYouthRanches.org. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and download our app from your app store. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift up Alabama's youth. And remember this, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
Good morning. Do you have time for lunch today? My treat.
Absolutely. But what's the occasion?
I'm in love with the new 24/7 Express kiosk at Worth Cleaners. The kiosk is so easy to use, and I can drop off and pick up on my schedule. Thank you for sharing that tip with me.
You're welcome. I'm happy to have my lunch buddy back.
Have you tried the new Worth Cleaners 24/7 Express kiosk? This is the first service of its kind in Montgomery. Customers love the convenience of dropping off and picking up dry cleaning and laundry on their schedule, day or night, 365 days a year. Even if you've never used Worth Cleaners before, you can go to their location at 7825 Vaughn Road today and use their 24/7 Express kiosk. Instructions along with several descriptive photos are posted on the wall next to the kiosk to aid customers who are first-time users. Give it a try. Visit our Vaughn Road location or find Worth Cleaners on Facebook for more information. Your family's clothing is worth it.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. If you're thinking of selling your home, here are several ways to improve the look of your home and possibly the value. Number one, improve the curb appeal with trim bushes and cut the grass. Repaint the exterior where needed, and if needed, paint your front door. Number two, declutter the inside of the home by removing items that are not needed off countertops, dressers, and the den. Three, paint walls and trim where needed with a fresh coat of paint in a light color that will show off your home. Four, clean your oven and microwave inside and out, make it shine. Number five, professionally clean carpets or shine the wood floors with a polish or Bona. Six, clean out all closets or unwanted clothes, shoes, belts, hats, and donate them to a local charity. Finish any leftover repairs now, doorknobs, light bulbs, and closet doors. For a complete list and an in-person evaluation and consultation, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group, 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Hey, it's Greg. You know who I really appreciate at this time of the year? My friends at Turf Stalkers. I actually watched this young man grow up from a caller when he was still in college to a military veteran, and now Brian McMahon runs Turf Stalkers. And I'll tell you what, he's put a great team together. And if you're tired of pushing a mower around in this blast furnace heat we endure every summer, call 558-1611. I can't recommend them enough. They do a great job. They manicure your place, leave it looking good, and they charge a very fair price. So if you're looking for dedicated, reliable lawn service, try Turf Stalkers, 558-1611 or turfstalkersal.com.
He's got a passion for Christ and Dub Bears. From the creators of Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Justice, it's Chicago Pope.
We're on a mission from God.
His blessed sacrament is a slice of deep dish pizza and a shot of Malort. Planning on taking one of my Pope hats and putting a Bulls logo on it? Chicago Pope, following a new episode of Chicago Transit Authority and Chicago Parking Enforcement, CBS tonight.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
Brad McDonald coming up right now, SRN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. U.S. stocks rallied after China and the United States announced a 90-day truce in their trade war. The S&P 500 jumped 3.3% Monday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose more than 1,100 points, and the NASDAQ Composite rallied 4.3%. Hopes for an economy less encumbered by tariffs also sent crude oil prices higher. Idon Alexander was 19 when Hamas terrorists stormed the Israeli military base where the American Israeli from New Jersey was a soldier and dragged him into the Gaza Strip. Hamas released him on Monday. Alexander had been the last living American hostage in Gaza. Again on Wall Street, the Dow by 1,160 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 844-45-BIBLE. That's 844-45-BIBLE. 844-45-BIBLE.
This is not headline news. Foreigner will reunite with original lead singer Lou Gramm. Many will have the reaction, it feels like the first time. An old photo surfaced of the Pope at a White Sox game, proving he not only talks about hell, he's experienced it. An igloo cooler recall is in effect after people cut off their fingers with the handle. But at least they have a place to keep the tip on ice. And the kid from Jerry Maguire says his career isn't where he wants it to be. Probably because we still call him the kid from Jerry Maguire. This is not headline news.
Looking at a video here of all this insanity in New Jersey. All these white old farts reliving their bluegrass music festival days with lyrics about, the facility and the illegals. And I'm sure every single one of them would love to have some of those folks in prison there living right next door, right?
Right.
Never in a million years of evolution. They're such phonies. They're such, how can I make myself feel better today? And I certainly hope the DHS follows up and arrests those other New Jersey politicians who participated in that little melee. Law and order, okay? You believe in it that much? You want to risk arrest? Let's see how much you like it.
I really don't get it.
This is the thing. I don't want them to get it. I want them to keep doing this. But they have warned of more arrests, and they need to do it. They need to arrest the mayors of cities that are still openly harboring and encouraging illegals and giving them sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
What part of the law don't they understand? We have rules for being here and rules for not being here. And a lot of people who followed the rules to be here paid a terrible price in time and treasure to achieve it. And they don't like it when somebody just invades and the Democrats, desperate for votes, are willing to trade that off. It's just wrong. And this is what some of the commentators who have not lost all their marbles, like Bill Maher and others, are trying to say, hey, you're really on the wrong side of this. These are all 70, 30, 80, 20 issues in public opinion until you attach Donald Trump's name.
Mm-hmm.
Given what that man's accomplished, I expect to see his approval at least inch up a little more.
We'll see.
It's not that it's terribly underwater. It's at the same place Obama's was, except Obama got there by doing absolutely nothing. Nothing. They were approving basically nothing, just his, his words and all. But the disaster that was Obamacare took a long time to get through. It should have never gotten through. And it should have been repealed, but, nutless and gutless politicians who promised to do that just haven't been able to follow through on that. All right, we've had a big day on Wall Street. Brant McDonald is going to join us next.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by MPM Feed and Seed. It's time to get those gardens ready. From seeds to plants to fertilizer, MPM has what you need. Shop MPM Feed and Seed in Prattville, 1313 Highway 31 North. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturdays, 8 to 1.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The threat of showers and thunderstorms not quite gone yet. There's another high probability through the nighttime hours tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 63. Tomorrow, maybe some leftover showers and storms. Partial sunshine on Tuesday, high near 80. Then upper 80s on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine as we start a big warming trend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
ASE's 25 and 25 has you covered. For just $25 in closing costs, you can tap into your home's equity. No hidden fees, no headaches, just extra cash. Visit your local ASE Credit Union branch today. Federally insured by NCUA, NMLS 420259. Terms apply.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
The Movie Maven will join us later in the hour to discuss Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with Master Thespian and an incredible crew. What a production. I mean, mind-boggling. Just how much there was to do and how well they did it. And we'll discuss that with the Movie Maven a little bit later this hour. Right now, it's time to talk to Mr. Right on the Money, Brant McDonald from Invista Advisors. Hey, Brant.
Hey, Greg. How are you, man?
Good. So much of what you forecast has come to pass. It seemed like they got to some kind of an arrangement with China very quickly in that meeting in Switzerland that you spoke of last week with Scott Bessent, who seems to be a superstar in his cabinet job. And the market today, wow, up 1,000 points. Give us your take on the day.
Yeah, so, like we talked about on Friday, I mean, it was a big week meeting that was going to take place over the weekend. And trust me when I tell you this, China, even though they have tried to act with such bravado,
yes,
they are in incredible amounts of pain. I mean, massive amounts of it. We're talking depression level types of pain. Hundreds and hundreds of factories that have been shut down, employees in the country who are extremely upset, lost wages, banking problems, incredible amounts of debt and defaults on debt and loans. I mean, you're talking about a truly, truly historic crumbling of a major economy in the world, and that's what's going on. And I think China really wanted this meeting. I think that they were very eager to politely ask, can we please come and reset the table? We're willing to have discussions. And it's interesting to me that, the local media, if you will, here in our own country, particularly liberal media, tries to spin this as saying that Trump cried uncle and all this kind of stuff. And I can assure you that is not the case at all.
Of course, yeah, right.
Believe me when I tell you, there's a lot of pain over in China. So to see this deal get done, is obviously welcome news to the markets. It's welcome news to U.S. companies in particular who desperately need the goods that are manufactured in China. But interestingly, from this standpoint, rewind the clock and remember, go back to Liberation Day when Trump comes out and says, you know what, we're going to put 10% tariffs on China, and we're going to also put a 20% fentanyl tariff on China. And that's when China said, you want to play this game? And they ratcheted and went back to us with a reciprocal tariff that then caused Trump to come back with a reciprocal tariff. And here we are now, all the way back to where Trump started to begin with, and yet they're willing to live with that. And this is so. In the meantime, it created a lot of turmoil, a lot of volatility. But this is how Trump negotiates, as I've said many, many times, and because of this, because of the willingness of Trump and his administration to be willing to take pain, as we talked about, in order to reset the table and to get things where he needs them to be, we're just going to have to go through this volatile period of time, and that's exactly what we've got. So we've had a huge V-shape down. We've had a V-shape recovery in the market.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, though, Greg, I think we're in for more volatility, unfortunately, and I think between now and say the end of July, that first part of August, we're gonna continue to be range bound. I just do not see any possible way that this market can continue this momentum anytime soon, and it's only because, again, we're having to deal with all these problems that were left to Trump. Even Scott Bessent said it today. We've still got to deal with this debt ceiling limit. We've got to deal with the budget. We've got a lot of issues, a lot of problems with all this debt that's maturing. And then he even discussed the fact that, and reminded everyone, we're still operating under extraordinary measures, and we are going to run out of money at the end of July. So the Trump administration is going to request that we increase the debt ceiling limit by $5 trillion. That's a lot of money. On top of all the deficits that we've been running. And people might say, well, I didn't think that Trump was going to do that. Well, we have no choice. We just don't. We've got Medicare. My question to people is, where do we cut? Really, where do we cut? Do we slash the defense budget in half? Do we cut Social Security in half? Do we cut Medicare in half? No, these are all things that you can't touch. And so until we can get on a proper glide path to slow down the pace of these increases we've seen in the deficit, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. And that's just the reality of the situation where we are. Real quick, Greg, I do want to touch base on this. Tomorrow morning we get the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, big number. All eyes are going to be on this number because it's for the month of April. And, we do know everything that happened in April with the tariffs, et cetera, et cetera. So all eyes are going to be on this number to see, did those tariffs actually make their way into consumer prices or not? And I'm here to tell you, I don't think that they really did.
I don't
think
either.
That many. Well, I think a lot of it is these companies, front loaded. If you recall, we talked about the GDP number for the month of March, or the first quarter that ended in March, where we got that initial reading, and it was a big, strong number. That's because companies saw the tariffs coming. They front loaded all of their orders in terms of inventory. They literally stocked the shelves, the storeroom shelves, and the warehouses to prepare for it. So I don't think you're going to see April really affected that much. And I think we're, that the number that's being talked about is around 2.4%. I think we probably do come in somewhere around there. More importantly, though, is going to be the look through to see exactly what's going on with wages and consumer wages, and I think that'll be surely important. And the last thing I would tell you, there are a number of warning signals out there that are really beginning to pick up pace. Flashing yellow all over the place, in some cases flashing red. I am utterly shocked that the Federal Reserve has not cut rates yet. In the face of these, surely they're looking at the same data that everyone else is, and I think if we can get a reasonably decent CPI reading in the morning, and then a decent PPI reading to follow, combined with the fact that we got a 90-day pause on the Chinese tariffs, I think that opens the door now to the Fed to be able to cut rates.
Well, my skepticality, if that's a word, comes in because we know that the Fed dude, whose name escapes me at the moment, largely because I don't like him, Jerome.
Yes.
He doesn't like Trump, and I think he's more interested in playing politics than doing what's right for the country. So I would welcome that. That would be great. It should have been done last week, as you pointed out. But
well, he said even in his FOMC statement, and then during the press conference as well, he acknowledged all of the warning signs that I just talked about. And but then he says, literally, you can go look it up. He says, but due to political factors, we're going to be on pause. And what he was alluding to was supposedly the tariffs and all of this. But a lot of people who saw that were thinking, yeah, right. So he's not going to have a whole lot of excuses going forward. And as I said, tomorrow's CPI reading will be really big. And then here in a couple of weeks, a few weeks, we'll get PCE, which would be a good follow-on to this report in a few weeks. And I think, as I said earlier, I think that sets the stage, for the Fed to start thinking about cutting interest rates.
Brent, well, if there's big news tomorrow morning, you're always welcome on the show around 8:30. We'll be looking for you.
Oh, you got it, man. You got it for sure.
And hope you had a great Mom's Day weekend, and good to talk to you.
It was fantastic. I appreciate you asking, and we'll see what the rest of this week holds. We'll touch base with you in the morning around 8:30.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor, and separate entity from LPL Financial.
All right, we have the movie Maven joining. We're going to have to talk about Master Thespian and the cast, the production crew of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I got to tell you, it was no less than amazing. This was a Broadway level production in terms of the number of people, the music, the coordination, the stage. It was so impressive. The singing, some really talented people, including our buddy, Master Thespian. I was so impressed. That was a great way to to spend a Saturday evening.
Nice.
And the movie Maven, we'll talk about that some too, along with the Four Seasons. She may even have a limerick for us.
Oh.
But thanks to Grok, I can always return a limerick as well. In the meantime, let me talk about Jack Ingram Select Used Cars. This is where quality meets affordability. Let's see what's happening there. More cars under 20,000 than anybody else. We kind of checked that category first. And they have some new additions under 15. We mentioned the Mercury Grand Marquis luxury sedan that's sitting there at 5,000. Somebody's going to love that car. Videos on all these vehicles, by the way, so you get a complete 360 tour of the vehicle before you visit and get a deal done. And by the way, all credit scores are welcome with 25 plus lending partners. They get it done. But here's the most important aspect of shopping with the Ingrams at jackingramselect.com. These cars are vetted. They go to extraordinary lengths because they are very committed to not reselling somebody else's troubles. You can see these vehicles as cars that have passed a lot of tests to get a spot on the floor. Normally, they have a number of options under 10. Right now, they've got the Grand Marquis, nothing else, because nothing else has come in. But I got to share with you a story from our friend Biloxi Gambler, who went there looking for something specific. They didn't quite have it, but their location service made it work for him. And he was thrilled. This is not a man who's ever going to die in a home for the easily impressed, Biloxi Gambler. And his story is fantastic, and I'd love to tell it. I'm just waiting for him to give me the okay on that. But again, he had a great experience with the Ingram family. These are real car professionals, people with great product knowledge who can answer questions. And when it comes to pre-owned vehicles, they take it to the limit when it comes to making sure these cars are not going to be troublemakers for customers. I'm an 8-time customer myself. Never, ever had a disappointment. Starts with the Carfax Vehicle History Report. Their team of mechanics going through the engine, checking everything to make sure it's ready to deliver reliable driving miles. The body shop takes a good look. Then they back the cars up with 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement. So shop with confidence. Start at jackingramselect.com. News after Skipper.
Very busy conditions all over the area this afternoon, and we have an accident on I-85 northbound. It's just past Perry Hill Road. Right lane is blocked, got vehicles off in the grass on the left. The backup in traffic goes all the way back past Perry Hill Road on to Ann Street and beyond. We also have an accident, I-85 southbound, right around Bell Road. It's off on the right. The right lane is blocked there. Got a disabled vehicle, East Boulevard near Sam's. They're trying to get that out of the way. And we have an accident with injuries, Ann Street at Geneva Street. Watch out for emergency vehicles there. High schoolers earn college credit before you graduate with summer dual enrollment at Trenton State. Enrollment opens May 15th. Classes start May 27th. Go to trentomstate.edu for more information. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Mr. Electric. At Mr. Electric, they have the power to make things better.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery police are investigating a Saturday evening shooting that left one person dead. MPD responded to the 2000 block of Locust Street near Jackson Hospital around 6:45 p.m., where the victim was pronounced dead from a gunshot wound. Details in the investigation are very limited. The victim's name and age has not yet been released. The state of Alabama has announced a $150,000 grant to Ingram State Technical College in Deatsville to help released prisoners find employment. Ingram Technical College operates at 17 Alabama correctional facilities where they help inmates learn a skill and pass required certification and licensing exams. Grammy Award-winning artists are coming to Montgomery to celebrate Juneteenth. Yolanda Adams and Donald Lawrence and Company will perform an evening concert at Montgomery Performing Arts Center on June 18th. The following night, Impact will host performances by Cecile McLaurin-Salvant and Terrence Blanchard on June 19th. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
We're a customer service company that does electrical work. Landscape lighting, backyard lighting, you name it. If it involves a wire, we handle it. Peace of mind made easy. That's what you get with Mr. Electric.
Mr. Electric, power to make things better.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Porch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Porch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at porchcreekindians.org.
Hey guys, this is Todd Clark with River Region Contracting, your premier roofing contractor in Central Alabama. So remember the name, River Region Contracting, for all your roofing needs. We're not affiliated with any other roofing company in the River Region. We've been in the roofing business since 2005. We don't have to buy our leads, and we don't have to knock on doors when the storms come around. We have thousands of satisfied customers throughout Central Alabama. So call us at 334-356-8635. That's 334-356-8635.
Let's face it, what our customers say about our business is the most important advertising tool. Here at Adams Drugs, we love our customers. We're here with Al and Amy Steinecker, Adams Drugs customers. Amy, please tell us how easy it was to transfer your prescriptions to Adams Drugs from the big box store.
It was one of the easiest things I've ever done. I went into the pharmacy on Vaughn Road and spoke with the pharmacist and told him we had not been happy where we'd been and would love to transfer our prescriptions. And he said, I'll be happy to call them. And that was that. And now when I call, I just say I need to have a prescription filled. And it's just that simple.
Al, what has your customer service been like at Adams Drugs?
It's amazing. You walk in, you're not standing in a line. They speak to you, call you by name, and say, what do you need today, Al or Mr. Steinecker? It's wonderful. It doesn't get any better.
Please come into any Adams Drugs location and let us earn your business. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Attention business owners! Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The threat of showers and thunderstorms not quite gone yet. There's another high probability through the nighttime hours tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 63. Tomorrow, maybe some leftover showers and storms. Partial sunshine on Tuesday, high near 80. Then upper 80s on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine as we start a big warming trend. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We're redesigning financial freedom at CB&S Bank. Make purchases at participating stores and restaurants using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile devices with Mobile Wallet. Charges and fees may apply for your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for more information. Member FDIC.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
It's Limerick Day, and News Talk 93.1 FM is celebrating. Miss Murray, the movie maven so hot, young starlet whose charm hits the spot. Her flair lights the screen. She's the cinema queen with a style the fans can't boycott. And now it is time for Miss Murray, brought to you by AMS Studio. Relax your soul, refresh your mind, renew your spirit with AMS Studios in Prattville. Call 730-1268 for more information. And now the movie maven, Ellen Murray.
Wow, thank you. That was very flattering.
Well, we've kept Brock very busy this afternoon. We did limericks for David Blackmon. I didn't do one for Brant.
Oh.
I did one for Pamela earlier. And now it was your turn. And thank you for joining us. And let's talk about the incredible production of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yes, I really enjoyed the whole production. I especially loved the second half because I really didn't know the story of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. In fact, I heard these women leaving at intermission saying, "Did you know this was about a car? I didn't know it was about a car."
Well,
the car was.
I don't know how they missed it. It was in the poster, you know?
Yeah.
But I
But
got to
no,
tell
the
you,
casting, they were amazing.
they really were. The woman who played
Rachel.
was phenomenal. Master Thespian mentioned that she had opera training.
Hmm.
I mean, singing, the guy that played the lead role was so polished, very experienced. This was a first-rate production. The producer, the director, the coordination. We're talking dozens and dozens of people, from little kids to dancers. They did a number that was based on Rio that required a lot of dance coordination. What was the thing with the bamboo? What was that song called?
Oh, I don't know.
Very catchy. This musical is loaded with earworms. I wish they were still running for another weekend so we could send people there. We just want to thank Master Thespian and everybody there and they had a good house on Saturday. I hope they had a full house yesterday, because man, they were. And Susan Woody was very flattering. She's tough. She just doesn't blow smoke when it's required. Just an incredible job, and we'll talk to more of him about Master Thespian tomorrow about some of the details. But
Hey, I had a neat fact about THD Bang Bang. Did you know it was written by Ian Fleming, who is the creator of James Bond?
wow,
Really?
I did not realize that he had that level of versatility. The
And
songs.
the screenplay was adapted by Roald Dahl, who is famous for his own takes on things.
Yes. The earwormy quality of the music also very, very catchy, but it's the kind of stuff that lingers with you for a little while after the show. It was still
Yeah, I
playing in
have
my
the
head.
THD Bang Bang song in my head too.
Tell us about the Four Seasons on Netflix. I remember the movie because I went to see it in the theater at the time. I have not seen it since, but now there's a show on Netflix based on this. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is a creation of Tina Fey, and it's got a lot of her type of humor in it. And this is the updated version. Honestly, I did watch the movie also, and the show is pretty faithful to the original movie, for the exception of one of the couples is a gay couple now instead of the three.
Well,
You'll have that.
Yeah.
But it worked actually because they have their own marital problems, so it was interesting. Like, if you don't know, it's about these three middle-aged couples that go on vacation together every year, and 4 times a year they get together, spring, summer, fall, and winter, for like a little reunion vacation. And you just find out about their real lives. It's actually not got that great of scores. It's in the 70s. For both the movie and the show, for both audience and critics. So it had things to be desired, for sure. But
So the
it was
series on
entertaining
Netflix,
enough.
are you recommending that?
From what I've read of the reviews, people that are older like it better. Like, their treatment of the millennial class was like, they were just dismissed as morons out of hand. So I don't think that was quite fair. So younger people are not going to enjoy it.
Now, you watched the
older
original
people
movie
might.
that had Carol Burnett and Alan Alda in it.
Yeah.
How did that stand up? It's a 40-plus-year-old film.
I watched this show before I watched the movie. I kind of wish I had done it the other way around. But I thought it was really good. I mean, it was better actually because it was only an hour and 40 minutes rather than 4 hours
of a series
of show that you had to watch. But yeah, I definitely think if you liked the original movie, give the show a try.
Yeah, at the original movie came out at a time when Carol Burnett, Alan Alda were at peak popularity, and I didn't go to the theater that often then, but I did for that one. It's probably dragged
Rita
around a day.
Moreno is in it too.
Who?
Oh, I like her.
Rita Moreno.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there's some classic actors in that original cast. Hard to believe it's that old. I was thought maybe late 80s, but 1981 for the movie and the series on Netflix, and Tina Fey, one of the writers. I understand that you are into limericks. It's National Limerick Day.
I tried to call in this morning, and I was going to tell him to put my name down as the Limerick Maven. I am a big fan of limericks. I actually own a limerick textbook thickness book of them at home.
Is that a textbook
most
that
of them
teaches
are-
the writing of limericks, or just one that's
It's not an
collection?
actual textbook. It's just textbook thickness. It's like
Oh, I see.
A
3
collection
inches
of
thick.
them.
Yeah. But notoriously, limericks are dirty in nature, often contain language that can't be used on the radio.
We don't use dirty here. We use naughty.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Naughty, yes.
dirty is
That
dirty,
is
but
the-
naughty is okay. It's just naughty.
You're so naughty.
From time to time, yes. Did you want to share one of these?
I have picked out one that is sufficiently naughty, but also safe for radio.
Okay, we'll all hold our breath. Please recite.
On the chest of a barmaid in sale was tattooed the prices of ale, and on her behind, for the sake of the blind, was the same information in braille.
That's why these things are worth celebrating a day.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if people wanted to learn Braille, that's a heck of an incentive to give it a try, right? I might even look into that. And also, last year you did quite a bit on the Cannes Film Festival. We learned, about they have a unique judging system. Remember you told us about, ovations at the end of the movies and so forth. Because I'm not hearing a lot about big stuff that's due out later this year. A lot of the stuff at Kansas, like stuff they hope to win Oscars or get nominations.
Yeah.
It's also kind of the test. Like they put it out at Cannes to see if people are going to like it, and then they'll start promoting it as this will be the next big thing. So,
well, it'll be interesting, even though Cannes is not exactly where your average American moviegoer will find themselves, but
Right.
I'm always intrigued by
it's
these
true.
things.
Yeah, but people that are real cinemaphiles pay attention to things like that rather than what's the next big Arnold Schwarzenegger style movie.
Okay, well, we're going to be looking for some of the insights you bring us in the days ahead. This thing lasts about a week, doesn't it?
Yep, it goes from tomorrow to the 24th, so I will keep an eye out and see what is getting lauded, and I'll bring it to you sometime this week.
Lauded and applauded. We thank you for your time this afternoon.
All right. Happy Limerick Day.
Yes, 5:45. We wrote one for Jay Quellen, but I ended up taking a picture of it and sending it to her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't write it. Grok wrote it. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah. I already forgot mine.
Well, I can read yours again, too. Wait a minute. Where's Jay Quellen? Oh, Jay Quellen with Family Law Fair guides clients through strife with great care. In court, sharp and wise, they make tensions subside, a counsel whose skill is quite rare.
Hmm.
And in case you missed Pamela Dubuque. In black, she does gleam. On radio waves, she's the star of the dream. Her voice, smooth as light, gives listeners delight. The lady in black reigns supreme in the beam.
So how does it formulate this? Do you put our names into it in like a
I can't give up
couple
all my
different
secrets,
things?
Pamela.
Okay.
No, I can't do that. I don't ask you how IPL works. Although
Yes, you
IP.
do.
Okay, I did. But
I think that people are listening and becoming very interested in this because I had 2 calls about it today alone.
IPL?
Yep.
I'm telling friends, if you want to liven up your skin, get rid of dead skin, have it look better, have it look this technology works and the result is like immediate.
Yeah, if you're addressing hyperpigmentation or like rosacea, sunspots, freckles, it does work after the very first time. And some of them take multiple treatments, but it's only going to bring out more stuff that's deeper and then get rid of that too. So
Now,
it's great.
I want to do a recurring plan with you.
Yeah.
How often should I revive or renew?
It depends how much, you're in the sun and what you're doing to your skin. as the year goes on. But typically,
I got to show you. Somebody sent me this hilarious thing. I should have sent it to you when it came in on the phone. This guy on a bike with a sombrero that's about 30 feet wide. I mean, it's a legitimate straw sombrero. He says,
that's hilarious.
This is what you need for riding your bike. I could have used it as a rain collector yesterday, too. But IPL is just one of the many services offered by AMS Studios to help rejuvenate you, to look better, to look your best, without having to go through the expense and risk of cosmetic procedures. Some of the others
and
include...
it's not too late to start the Evolve for your summer body, too.
Yeah.
And results with that, you'll see after just a few weeks. It's a 6-week series of treatments, but you see results, after 2 or 3, and then optimum results a few months after. So it keeps working even after you're done.
And again, for a fraction of the cost.
Oh, yes. No downtime. It's not like getting a tummy tuck. I mean, and of course, the results are different because it's not going to remove any skin, but it does a fantastic job at burning fat and killing those fat cells and tightening the skin at the same time.
Not to mention the luxury services offered at AMS, the kinds of things that many went and bought gift certificates for Mom's Day. Hey,
yes.
How about Dad? Why not a gift certificate for Dad?
I know, guys. A lot more guys are coming in for facials, back facials, which, is where we exfoliate the back, do mask, extractions. If you're a sweaty guy and you have acne on your back, or if you just have hair on your back and it just collects.
You can treat those things.
Yes, we do all the time. A lot of guys are becoming more aware of like self-care, stuff like this. And of course we have massage, which is good for anybody who is alive and moving and has any kind of activity level.
All right, look, so once again, we direct you to ams-studios.com for information for gift certificates. And again, get over this is technology that can help you look your absolute best, overcoming the...
Feel your best.
And that too, and to overcome the things that aging and so forth bring about. Very natural results. I just get compliments on, and I like it. Everybody likes to get complimented, but my skin looks good.
It does.
And it's not an illusion. Friends, the number 730-1268, or please visit AMS Studios online at ams-studios.com. You'll love the experience. It is 5:50. This will be our final traffic update.
Well, we're looking pretty good all over the area this afternoon. A lot of our earlier accidents have cleared, and traffic's moving pretty good now on I-85 and 65. We do have an accident, possible injury. This is going to be Highway 31 at Hunter Loop. If you're on your way up to Prattville, take a close look as you get close to that intersection and watch out for those folks. Buckle up, be safe. We're not really hearing of anything else that's going to slow you down right at the moment. Up to $10,000 off the last of the 2024 Nissan Z cars at McKenna Nissan. It's worth the drive. McKenna Nissan exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell Chait, Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
Stanley spent his life in the saddle, wrangling whatever life threw at him. But nothing prepared him for the fight against low T and ED. Shane practically hunched him over. Bonbon pills just gave him a headache. He begged for a lifeline.
Well, maybe it's over.
Montgomery Men's Health said no. Medical conditions, old age, there's hope. This is about real treatments. Science, not one-size-fits-all guesswork. Montgomery Men's Health was designed for men who hate going to the doctor. Personalized plans, cutting-edge treatments, overseen by an actual urologist and providers that take the time to listen. With low T and ED treatments others only dream about, we fight like hell to get you back in the saddle. Because every second you wait, your condition could worsen. Act now. Don't let time slip away. Dial 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Your consultation is only $99, including blood work. And you'll know your T level before you leave. Montgomery Men's Health, making it happen.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Is your car looking tired, weary, and in desperate need of a makeover? Mr. Ben's Auto Spa on the Atlanta Highway has added a professional detail shop. Specialized techniques and products are used to get your vehicle back to showroom style. Hand washing, waxing, stain removal, odor removal, minor scratch removal, shampooing, and more. This is precision detailing perfected. Mr. Ben's Auto Spa, next to Fraser Church on the Atlanta Highway. Because your car deserves the royal treatment. Come by for a free estimate. Look like you've been to Mr. Ben's.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. We need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
All right, we're going to say goodnight.
Yeah.
It was a great show. David, of course.
It was a good show. Always good with David.
Always good with David. I love the contribution from Miss Murray and, of course, you. Do I need to read that? The Lady in Black. Yes. And we'll do it again tomorrow. The official goodbye is coming up, but in the meantime, let me direct you to pay attention to an absolute goddess named Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Woodward, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Radio is an active medium. It can create immediacy, driving shoppers to a specific store, brand, or to take a specific action. Radio ads engage with the audience in a personal and unique way. Contact me, Cheryl Woodward, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
It's time to butter up with Biscuits Baseball in 2025. Join us at Riverwalk Stadium for all of our Day of the Week promotions, including tacos and tall boys on Tuesdays, Military Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursday, Max Fireworks Saturdays, and Lil Crumbs and Bark in the Park on Sundays. For tickets and more information, visit biscuitsbaseball.com or call us at the box